Eddie Howe was appointed after Steve Bruce, and the appointment came with some people believing that he was the man to do the job, and other people saying, no, that this man shouldn't be in charge of Newcastle United. We should have gone for somebody like a Steven Gerrard, who could attract the big players to the club. Now, I wanted to do this video just to point out what Eddie Howe has changed already at Newcastle United and what the future holds for the club. Hi everyone, I'm Paul, back again with another video, and yeah, today I wanted to talk about Eddie Howe and just the changes that he's put into action at Newcastle United already. And like I said in the intro there, when he was appointed, a lot of people, had the doubts about him. It's fair to say a lot of people were excited about Eddie Howe coming in. I was one of those people, but a lot of supporters were genuinely worried, thinking, has he been out of football too long? Talking about his relegation at Bournemouth, which I thought was absolutely ludicrous, by the way. After what he'd done at Bournemouth, I was very excited to see what he could bring to Newcastle United. And, as time's gone on, he started off, a little bit... Well, he didn't get off to the greatest of starts, did he? Because, he was left with Steve Bruce's squad. But it takes time to sort of instill a new mentality in the team. And players buying into what you're trying to do. And it was clear that that was taking a while to do. The players had been set this previous regime of training and things like that, and it was all completely wrong. So the first one I've got down on the list of what he's changed at the football club is fitness, because we've seen Newcastle United now doggedly working for 90 odd minutes, 96, 97 minutes of a football match. We don't see them blown out their arses anymore after 70 minutes. Some players, they come off extremely exhausted. Ryan Fraser I could pick out, who just continually runs constantly. He runs constantly, and people said on the commentary last night that they think it's because of the size of his legs. He just gets exhausted very quickly because he's not a very tall person. I tend to agree with that in a little way, because, you just look at the way the team now, competes. From defence to forward, they're all running around. Last night at Southampton in particular was a very difficult game because Southampton had a lot of the ball, but our fitness levels are so much better than they used to be. We're now not blown out our arses after 70 minutes and can compete all the way up to 90. And Southampton found it very difficult on occasion yesterday to try and get crosses in, to try and get through us. Yes, Dubravka made some very good saves in the game, but, previous to that, we would have been beaten last night. We know that. Against Brighton at home the other week, we would have folded. We wouldn't have got a result against West Ham or away at Brentford. It's just a completely different fitness regime that Eddie has worked into this team. Now, we saw the photos when he first came to Newcastle United, of the training sessions. Players bent over, double back. They were absolutely knackered. John Joe Shelvey coming out saying he was in bed like 7, 8 o'clock in the night time because he was exhausted. But look what it's done for him. Competing in defence, running forwards, he's just a completely different player. So without a doubt, fitness is one of the big things that he's changed at the football club. Mentality is the next one I've got, and mentality for me is all about, not giving up in a game. Believing that you can get something out of a game. And we're seeing that time after time now with Newcastle United. Even when we go a goal down, it doesn't mean heads are going to drop and we're going to concede 2 or 3. Last night on the commentary when we went to goal down, a lot of people were putting in the comments, "Don't worry, guys, we've got this. We've got the. We can get something out of the game," and we did. We kept going, we kept battling, and we got something out of the game, and that's what it's all about. Having that mentality to say, right, we've conceded a goal, sod it, let's go and get one ourselves, and we did that. Like I said, Southampton had a lot of the ball, but we got that opportunity yesterday. Shelvey puts a glorious cross in, and Chris Wood levels the scores. And then we're under the cosh a little bit towards the end of the first half, but our mentality is so different to what it used to be. We were determined not to concede a goal before half time. Southampton then come out very, very strongly in the second half. And, again, the mentality is just there, 100%. So it's fantastic. We determine not to concede goals or do our best not to concede goals. And that all comes through the manager and the coaching staff installing this in the players' minds and saying, right, we need a better mentality. It's not right at the minute because, you're conceding a goal and your heads drop. That's what we were doing. Conceding goals, heads would drop, 3 or 4 goals then go past us. Not good enough. And Howe and the coaching staff identified that, have been working on that, and completely different now, where we are now very, very difficult to beat, which is incredible given where we were. Bringing the team together as well. Start of the season, the team, just wasn't there. You couldn't see any real team bonding or any sort of camaraderie on the pitch with the players. They were just going through the motions. There was no team spirit there. But what Eddie Howe has done now, he's brought all that to the forefront. Defenders high-fiving each other when they make a good tackle. Look how long they're spending on celebrating a goal now. They're all in. They're all in it together. At the end of the match, win or lose, over to the supporters. Together, as a unit. And Eddie Howe probably, I said before Christmas, I was disappointed with Joe Willock at Liverpool just walking straight off the field. That's all changed now. He's obviously identified that and had a word with certain players because the whole team now, the whole squad comes across, including all the coaching staff. And look at the photos after the game. You can just tell there's an incredible, incredible team bond there. And, it's just so good to see because we haven't seen that at Newcastle for a very, very long time. A very long time. This camaraderie that we've got now within the team, the team spirit is just incredible. And I've put sort of bringing the team together and team bond and kind of in one because, they went on that trip to Saudi and it's clear that worked. Absolutely 100% that worked because we came back from Saudi with this sort of new mindset really that we were going to get away from relegation. We were going to do all we could to escape it. And the players, to the credit, have gone and done exactly what Eddie Howe and the coaching staff have asked for. But it's also the team bonding behind the scenes, with the coaching staff. It's clear that there's a very good bond with the coaching staff. We were worried originally about Graham Jones staying on. We don't see as much of Graham Jones now, standing on the touchline or whatever, but he's doing a fantastic job behind the scenes. And it's clear that he gets on very well with Eddie Howe because, you saw last night after the Southampton game, the embrace that they had. It was very passionate, it was very true. And that's what he's got going in this side now. A real bond. And that transforms from off the pitch to on it, where you will fight for your teammates. And every single one of those guys, whether you think they're good enough players or not to be in the team or whatever, that team bond is there and nothing will take that away. It is fantastic to watch. And certainly for a supporter, fantastic to be part of. The rise of this club during the course of this season, especially since Christmas, has been phenomenal. There's nothing short of it. It's phenomenal. We were down and out. We were completely down and out. These players looked down and out. They just, nothing was working for them. But this man, Eddie Howe, has come in and completely transformed the club. He's completely transformed everything to do with the footballing side of it. And I cannot wait to see what he continues to do and build at this club. Because I've got work rate on here as well. You look at the work rate of the players, and I'll pick one player out especially, John Joe Shelvey. Look at the work rate he puts in now compared to under the previous regime. It's completely different. He's playing in this quarterback role, which I think he loves playing in. He loves it because he's not now getting the ball and thinking, right, I've got to hit a Hollywood ball every time I've got the football at my feet. No, he doesn't have to do that anymore. He's giving it simple. He's winning the ball. He's defending well. But then if he does pick a long ball out, 9 out of 10 times he's hitting the boot of the other player that he's passing to. Incredible. Look at the transformation in some of the players. Joe Linton being the main one. Eddie Howe, the sending off against Norwich, he put Joe Linton back into midfield. And to be fair, a lot of us have been saying before that, give him a shot in midfield. And people were a bit apprehensive about it, but no. He's gone into midfield and Eddie Howe has worked with him. The coaching staff have worked with him. Fabian Schär, look at the difference in him. He goes into battle for Newcastle United every time he's on the pitch. It's fantastic to see. You know, these players fighting for each other. The work rate is phenomenal. Ryan Fraser does not stop running from the first minute he is on that pitch to either the end of the match or he comes off. He's exhausted because he's done all he can. He's worked his arse off. You know, and this goes down for every single player on that pitch. You know, and it's like we said last night. The performances against Brighton and Southampton, not spectacular. But because of the work rate and the determination to get something out of the game, we end up with points. Because of the work rate, because of the mentality, because of the fitness, because of everything that Eddie Howe has brought into this club. Now, if anybody is still, doubtful about what Eddie Howe can bring for Newcastle United, I think you need your heads read, guys. I really do. If you don't think he's a good enough manager to take this club forward, then it's bonkers. You know, I'm still seeing people say, oh, he's only here for a while and then we'll get a massive world-class manager in. Why cannot Eddie Howe be a world-class manager? Why can Eddie Howe not be the next Kevin Keegan at this club and become an absolute legend? There is nothing stopping him. And I'll tell you why there's nothing stopping him. Because he's got everything he needs. He's got the determination. He's got the passion. He loves the club. He gets the fans. And he's just a workhorse. He will not stop learning. He will not stop putting across to the players. He will not stop emphasising what a massive club this can be. And that's the type of man we need at the helm. You know, you could get a world-class manager in who's just a big name, and he won't get the club like Eddie Howe does. Or put in the work rate that Eddie Howe does. Eddie Howe is hands-on with everything he does. He doesn't sit in an office during the training session. He's on the pitch. He's working the players. He's liaising with all the coaching staff, doing what we want to see from a manager for a long, long time. So, for me, guys, Eddie Howe, as I say, brilliant what he's done for this club since he's come in. Very, very difficult start for him because there was a lot to change. But, gradually over time, we've seen these changes that Eddie Howe is putting into the club, and it's absolutely fantastic to watch. The transformation is incredible for us as fans, just to sit back and watch these guys work and watch how the coaching staff have changed everything around. So hats off to Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall, Jones, and all of them, because they work together as a little team to put the major changes in that were needed. And Eddie Howe always said it would take time. But it's coming to fruition now. And I cannot wait to see where Eddie Howe and the coaching staff take this club. Really can't. But let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you impressed with Eddie Howe? Were you one of these who was very sceptical when he got the job? Did you think that maybe he wasn't the man to get the job, but now you've changed your opinion on him completely? Let me know in the comments below. It'd be interesting to see what you guys all think and what you did think at the start when he was taking over. If you have enjoyed the show, guys, please do like the video. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. We've had an influx of subscribers after the commentary yesterday, so thank you to everybody for becoming a new subscriber to the Toon Review. You can become a member as well if you hit the join button just underneath the video. So thank you in advance for doing that. We do have a Facebook group as well now, guys. Obviously, Toon Review isn't on Twitter. Not the greatest of social media platforms, but we've got a fantastic group now on Facebook. So if you go to Facebook and look for the Toon Review, just agree to the rules, and myself or one of the moderators will accept you into the group, and it's brilliant. Talking about Newcastle United, there's no abuse, no nastiness, no nothing. Adult conversation about all the club we love. And a big shout out to Geordie Riffs as well for the continued sponsorship of the channel. 10% off your first guitar setup or repair. They do have a recording studio available, lessons available. Your first lesson is completely free of charge as well. It's a brilliant little business in the northeast. So give Graham and Natalie a shout. And their link to their website is down below in the description. You can also find them on Instagram and Facebook as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back, if you're watching this today, which is Friday, 8 o'clock tonight, with the match preview for the Chelsea game. But hit the notification bell and you'll be notified of all upcoming shows and when we go live and when new videos are released. But thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic weekend.